Glacius! 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 Protego! 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 Lumos! 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 Apugno! 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 Confringo! 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 Duelists, take your marks. Proper form is crucial. You may begin. I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff. If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely. Levioso! Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso. A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small. Now, let's try something a little larger. Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. To the wise, age matters very little. All right, that's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. I had planned to bet a few galleons on Hufflepuff this season. It's a majestic sport, encompasses the whole of the human condition. Well, all of the teamwork and flying about and the golden snitch. Rather a lot like life, isn't it? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Good. Now, the basic cast. Watch your opponent for signs to attack or defend yourself. Try to anticipate your opponent's next move. Use the basic cast when your opponent's guard is down. Cast Protego to defend yourself. You're taking too many hits. Cast Protego. Remember the lesson. Levioso is quite effective in concert with other spells. Cast Levioso to throw your opponent off guard. A perfectly executed Levioso. Class, I hope you were paying attention. That is how you cast Levioso. Finite really spices up a duel. Professors Weasley and Fig ask that I teach you the disarming charm. Expelliarmus. Once you complete the assignments I've given, we can begin your instruction. For this exercise, you'll be using Levioso. Now, cast Levioso. Well done. Then you're ready to learn Expelliarmus. Where are your school robes? I hope Professor Fig isn't keeping you from your studies. Fig was quite fond of you. Don't forget that. You fought bravely against the Goblin Rebellion. I'm sure the goblins won't give up so easily. I'd like everyone to cast Levioso twice. Excellent. It's time you learned one of the most important charms in any duelist's arsenal, Expelliarmus. As before, you'll prepare by completing assignments. These assignments, however, will require real defensive skill. Good. I distrust neither you nor your abilities, but rather those who would not give pause to do you harm. By itself, not holding back is seldom a winning strategy. Charging ahead without a plan can end in disaster. Good luck. When you return, I will teach you Expelliarmus, the disarming charm. Good. Professor Fig indicated a certain urgency to you completing your defensive magic assignments. Handy for lighting torches, burning away spider webs. Quite. But before we get started, I'd like you to complete a few tasks. Certainly. Complete the list of tasks I provided, then come and see me. At that point, I will teach you the fire-making spell. Glad to hear it. Then you should be ready to learn Incendio. Your spellcasting has impressed me thus far, but please maintain focus. Yes, I'm sorry to say I visited enough careless colleagues at St. Mungo's to assure you that fire is a fickle servant. Let us begin. And remember, Focus on the proper wand movement. Well done. Incendio will be a very useful spell to have in your repertoire. You're getting it. Keep at it, and do try not to incinerate yourself. Excellent. Nothing worth doing comes easily. You seem to have the right end of the stick, but keep practicing. Expelliarmus may save your life one day. Well done. Now, cast Levioso again. What was what? Professor Fig has asked me to work with you on a new spell. Please come and see me at your earliest convenience. Professor Fig and Weasley have asked that I teach you an additional defensive spell. I know when I see a winning bet, and Ravenclaw would not have been that. Not this year, anyway. I suppose you should. Glad to see you're taking defensive magic seriously. That's all for now. Remember to practice daily. I believe we have some matters to discuss. Levioso! Pay close attention. The disarming charm may often be all you need to defeat the most powerful dark witches and wizards you might encounter. It might well save your life. No better defense against dark magic than preventing your foe from ever casting it. Be prepared. These assignments are meant to challenge you. I hope you were able to take care of everything I had asked you to do. Spellcasting requires a focused mind and a steady wand. You know where to find me once you've finished. Concentrate and keep your wand steady. As such, you are to learn Incendio, the fire-making spell, and, when necessary, defending against those who would wish to do us harm. When you're finished, come and see me. Then we shall begin working on Incendio. I would rather we not end today's lesson with your robes aflame. In the real world, your opponents will not hold back. Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent, as Master Pruitt so artfully helped me demonstrate earlier. Still at it, I see. Setting things ablaze is certainly cathartic, isn't it? I trust Mr. Brattleby was able to accommodate you, and that you found success in your endeavours? Surely you have better things to do than risk detention by wandering where you shouldn't. Ha! My instincts are never wrong. I knew someone was intruding here. Show yourself. Now, if I catch a student in here, there will be consequences. Perhaps no one is here now, but I'd wager someone was. If someone was here, they seem to have moved on. Wise decision. I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Gryffindor. I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Ravenclaw. I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin. I do enjoy a lively duel. If only all of my students were this adept. Finite. Clever choice. So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. You may be surprised by some of them. Astonishing how much students don't think their professors know. Good work. Feel free to practice in the classroom before you go. I've set up a few targets for you. Good work. The dummy is here if you wish to stay and practice. Please complete the assignments I have given you, and then proceed to see me in my classroom. Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. As for the students, well, they seem to get more capable every year. I do. What is it? Although we got up to just as much mischief in my day as you seem to now. I used to look the other way at all sorts of roguery when I was head girl. Keep up with your wand work. One must always be prepared for mischief, both inside and outside of the castle. Perhaps. Good to see you think things through. I can tell you, however, that I did once admonish a certain Phineas Nigella's Black for enjoying a sugar quill during a lecture. As you might suspect, I cannot speak about what we did. Suffice it to say, the job was not without its hazards. I see. Well, the castle itself, as I'm sure you have surmised, is full of surprises. I dare say more than the staircases change around here. I did. I am a proud member of Ravenclaw House. I did. I am a proud member of Ravenclaw House, like you. Now, I hope I've satisfied your curiosity for the moment. Ah, well, it was the risk I took with my prior position. You may or may not have heard that I was an unspeakable at the ministry for years. Why do you ask? Appearances can be deceiving. You see, I was once wounded by time itself. What is it that you need? Your curiosity is understandable. Well, although I can't speak in any detail of my work, I can tell you certain interesting facts. But I don't truly know how much time I have lost. Without saying more, perhaps whatever time I've lost was in exchange for time gained. Now, you needn't concern yourself with my injury. I made peace long ago with the fact that a sprig of dittany, once plucked, will surely begin to wilt. Kind of you to say. Speaking of time, perhaps yours would be best spent honing your defensive wand work. Indeed. Unspeakables work in the Ministry's Department of Mysteries. Dangerous work at times, as you've no doubt guessed, and to dwell on such matters is a waste of the days ahead. Yes, I can tell you that my years at the Ministry were well spent, and I'm as happy to be at Hogwarts now as I was to be in the Department of Mysteries years ago. At this point, no magic permits us to travel back in time. Perhaps one day. It's a matter of perspective. Without saying more, perhaps whatever time I've lost was in exchange for time gained. That doesn't look like the regulation uniform to me. Just what are you up to, Eleazar? Oh, Eleazar. At least you'll be with Miriam now. That troll attack is precisely why we need defensive magic. Ranrock's siege is exactly why I teach my subject. My highest regards for completing the field guide. I wonder how I can get Amit to improve his dueling skills. That's the third detention I've given Everett this week. You're lucky that I'm no longer an unspeakable. Never been prouder than for how you handled Ranrock. Excellent defensive skills. Mind the elderly, if you please. Ugh.